Didn't work.
I don't hear it.
Oh, I
hear it.
With 15 seasons of full competition behind him, gives no signs of nearing the end of his amazing career.
Art Monk is now number one, the most prolific pass receiver in the National Football League's history. Touchdown, Washington Redskins.
This is Harry Hog Football, the original Redskins Fans podcast. On today's show, we talk about the debacle of the game between the Washington Commanders and the Eagles. This and much more live with Aaron and John. Yo, what's up, y'all?
Yo, what's up?
Excellent.
Welcome to Harry Hog Football, episode number 558, in which we discussed the entire debacle. Last week was a half debacle. This week was an entire debacle. Well, three-quarter debacle? No, entire.
Dude, we suck. We are so bad. 9
Play
sacks?
some damn football. You sucked on the field today.
9 sacks? We had Schweitzer at center and those two Commanders on either side of him, and they were just getting boat raced the whole day. All day. Cosme was on the back heels all day. We saw Leno get pushed back a few times.
Mm-hmm.
And now we know what everyone's talking about with Carson Wentz, because he looked like he was shell-shocked.
Dude, I've been having trouble putting my finger on what was wrong with him in this game and like the long stretches during the other game where our offense was just not playing well.
Clicking, yeah.
And then some dude that was on Al Galdi, I think he goes by Kyle Smith for GM, was talking about, and then I think 3Pete put an article up here by that dude, I'm not sure. Talking about how it's the O-line's fault and the quarterback's fault and other people's, but also I noticed that they don't move him around. Like he's in the pocket. Like they don't have him like hike and move off to the left or right or roll out or do any of that stuff. And he was just getting killed the whole day.
Yeah. No 3-step drops. He wouldn't go in. You notice he wouldn't go in shotgun during the game because they had Schweitzer back there as center because Roulier is out for the year. So they didn't think it was going to be that good at snapping. It wasn't all that good, but at least Wentz was right behind his butt so he could grab the ball. If he's in shotgun, that ball he probably would have had one or two that were sailing over his head. And then it would have been full like yakety sacks going on at that point. Although we did have that a couple times in this game, like when Wentz got sacked and fumbled.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I mean, the O-line, dude, I mean, I was trying to put my finger on it, and I was like, well, they don't have him rolling out or moving around, which is usually what you try to do if you're getting smoked by the opposing defense. But then at the same time, dudes were in there quick, like really quick a lot of times.
They're guys, they knew exactly what to do to fluster Wentz. And I mean, and this off, I mean, look, it's the Commanders. People don't want to come to this team because they don't like the owner, and it's been mediocre to bad for like over 20 years.
Yeah. 3P's got in it.
We had Brandon Scherf, and we had what's his face from the Eric Flowers were our two guards last year. Both of them left, and we replaced them with two Commanders who, when I saw that these guys were signed, Trey Turner, not in baseball, and what's his name? Norview. What's his name?
Norwal.
Whatever. Norwal. He's a narwhal. So
Narwhal.
Well, he may be a
Fictitious
narwhal,
animal.
but neither one of these guys, when I heard when they signed, I was like, these guys aren't starters. These are like they may not even make it out of camp. No, they're the freaking starters, man. So that pretty much tells me exactly what's going to go on with the offensive line. And if this is what we're going to have it like this weekend against Dallas and Micah Parsons, the Micah Parsons project, he's going to have he might have 10 sacks himself.
We're going to get destroyed.
We're going to get destroyed.
Dude, 03 Pete was saying O-line was bad, but he has like PTSD, and you were talking about that about the game too, saying that he looked like he was like shadow boxing people, like he feeling people coming into the pocket that weren't there and like ducking under things, and
his awareness inside the pocket was abysmal. And this, I mean, I read so many stories this week of people who were like the Eagles fans didn't even joke them at the stadium for the most part. They feel sorry for us because they know how all the crap that comes with Wentz and that whole game. I mean, they were probably watching it going, there he is, new uniform, same old crap.
Yeah, I mean, he always throws it too high, always overthrows people too high, and then apparently he makes O-lines look bad. From what I was hearing, like a lot of those sacks were his fault. Like people that went back and analyzed it, you know.
Yeah,
I couldn't go back and watch this game. Remember last week when I watched the 24/7 Commanders replay channel and I watched that other game like 4 times? This one?
Yeah.
Nope. This was bad. Wait, did they get Parsons the same time we got Jamin Davis?
You are correct, sir.
Oh,
Jamin had 2 sacks. Jamin Davis had 2 sacks. I don't know what you're talking about.
Actually, the defense was a lot better this week. They were
I think a lot of
better
that was
than
Cameron Curl. Cameron Curl brought a lot of stability to the secondary, and I think that helps a lot.
Benjamin St. Juste played pretty well. I don't know what his stats were. I mean, he got beat a couple times, but he had some big plays too.
He's getting better and better. But I mean, he's still why is he on the inside guy? Why is Kendall Fuller always on the outside guy? Kendall Fuller's supposed to be the number one guy. He's terrible. And I've been saying this ever since we got him back.
He's so bad.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad that a lot of people are figuring this out now. But you know what? Let's find out how bad all these guys are and fire Del Rio and get a real defensive coordinator in here and try to do something with the 5 first-round freaking picks we have in defense.
Dude, and a lot of this has to go on the coaches because I can't sit here and listen to post games anymore. Like we've been listening for 20 years of what happened in the game. We gotta correct some things and get to it and get back next week and do better. That's what you say every week. Why don't you say how you're gonna correct it? How are you gonna do it?
I'm not sure he really knows.
He doesn't know. And a lot of people are saying that, you know, we should get a younger offensive-minded coach and this and that. And, well, you know what? We had like 3 of them in-house. And instead of promoting them, we let them go. And now what are they doing? They're on teams that actually win.
They are the head coaches of teams that are actually winning.
Yeah. And I would love to see their combined record. Kyle Shanahan Jr., Sean McVay. Who's the other guy? Connell? Where is he coaching?
Kevin O'Connell, Vikings.
And who's the dude at the Packers?
LaFleur.
All those dudes.
Four head coaches.
What are their combined records against us now since they've left? That's what I would love to see.
Against us? I don't know.
Have we beat any of them? Did we beat the 49ers? I don't think so. Did we? No. I can't remember beating any of them. Anyway.
Yeah, I agree.
I would love to see that. But Dan Snyder's not smart enough to do that either. Or maybe he tried and they were like, forget that. I'm not working for you. I'm going to like a real team.
That's the biggest problem we've got now is that no one wants to come and work for Dan Snyder. And it's just keeping us stupid cable, just keeping us in mediocrity year after year after year because we can't get better than Riverboat Ron unless we Wentz because those are the best guys we could get. They really were.
That's why we had to draft him. And and this is already
Well, we
starting to
traded for him.
backfire. This is already starting to backfire, dude. That whole thing about remember the defensive line, and we were like, they let what's his face go settle, and Ioannidis go, and then Deron Payne's on the last year of his contract, and then they were like, well, we're just going to draft Fedarian Mathis, and now he's injured, so now we have absolutely no depth there, where if they would have kept at least one of those dudes, we'd be fine there.
I don't think they expected Settle to leave.
And then why are they...
Everyone thought Ioannidis was going to go leave somewhere and be a full-time starter. But I don't think anyone expected Settle to leave. But a lot of the word is that was because of Sam Mills III, the coach, who they finally fired. A little stopgap measure. But I mean,
does anyone know why? We do like so many dumb things that no one knows why. Like, why are we bringing in wide receivers this week?
Why did we get wide receivers? I guess because Dax Milne just sucks at that job, so they had to get somebody who was better.
No, we didn't. I mean, we could put someone back else in there. We don't need him. You know who else sucks? Another guy that they picked up because we didn't increase our depth on the backside of this. Wild Goose. Why do we have some dude named Wild Goose playing and just like pulling dudes down by their jerseys left and right? That's how he plays defense. Until
they had to just take him out of the game. Because he sucked so bad. This episode should be called The Wild Goose Chase.
Okay, that's what we'll call it. Because Daryl Pounds was way better than that dude. And I'm not even
this Wild Goose guy shouldn't be on an NFL roster.
Yeah, Three-Peat's got a good point. Let Gibson do it when Robinson's back next week. Because he's going to be the starting running back. Let Gibson return kicks.
Yeah.
He might fumble, though.
He might. Yeah, that we'll see. We will see. That's for sure.
Oh, it was hard to watch when you're getting dominated so badly.
9 sacks, dude. And yeah. Some of them were because of the offensive line, and some of them because Carson Wentz he just can't do like a 3-yard check down. They didn't even try to get him to do. They never tried for him to do a 3-step or 5-step drop for anything.
Dude, I don't even remember them blitzing really at all. I remember them just coming in there like revolving like turnstiles.
They were blitzing at first. I saw them blitzing a couple times, only in the first quarter. And at that point, they were just like, we don't need to blitz. We're just going to send 4 and let them go. We're going to send 4 like they think they can with their 4 guys, which we can't. And we're just going to get.
And our 9 sacks. And all of our first round pick dudes can never get a sack. What did we have in this game? 1? 2?
Jam Davis had 2.
What about did Sweat even show up?
Somebody had 1. Who?
Is he even on the field? Because Josh Sweat had like 2 sacks for them, but what about Montez? None.
Oh yeah, that's right. Montez Sweat is on the field. Former early second round, but everyone said he was going to be a first round pick.
I thought we got him.
What has he done?
He's a first rounder.
Maybe it was late in the first round.
Didn't we end up with 2 first round picks? Yeah,
we had to trade back to get him.
Doesn't matter. He doesn't play like a first rounder anymore. Ever.
No,
maybe a flash of a first rounder.
Everyone just looks so confused out there.
The defense did play better though. We gave up all those points in the second quarter, and one of those, that first touchdown wasn't even their fault. That was Carson Wentz's fault.
Yeah.
Remember?
Yeah.
So you take that one touchdown away, and it was, what was the score? I don't even remember. It would have been like 17-8. That's respectable.
Unless you watch the game.
As a defense, though. No, I'm saying the defense.
Excuse me.
Was respectable.
Oh, yeah.
Because they're a high-powered. I mean, they were dominating, and at first we were keeping up with them on defense, you know.
But they were out there just the whole time because Carson Wentz was just pooping the bed over and over.
Yeah, I mean, they were out there, it seemed like the entire first half. And at least the entire second quarter. And they were spent. And it doesn't help when your offense, they just did nothing. We had negative yards for like most of the first half, right?
Yeah.
Anyway, looks like 3P is the loner in the peanut gallery this week.
Oh, the peanut gallery in our Discord chat?
Yeah. Dude, everyone else is too depressed.
So so if you want to come to our Discord chat, if you're a Redskins fan, and if you listen to this podcast, you probably are. You can get to our website or to our Discord at tinyurl.com/ was that Harry
HF.
Was it Harry? I can't tell. It's so small on my screen now. We may need to.
Doug, what is it?
Doug, what is it? Aaron totally had me convinced. He was just like, "Tell him, Doug. I need you to."
I thought that's what it was.
Doug,
Tell him, Doug. No. He sounded like nowhere near as cool as someone being like, "Tell him, Doug."
No, he sounds annoyed. Like, I don't want to be the bearer of bad news.
Doug, what is it?
Doug,
what is it? What is it?
Seriously. He's like flippant. He's just like, Doug, what is it?
We are the Commanders.
Aha!
You keep saying it's messed up, but it's the same sound effect. We are the Commanders. Dude.
We are the Commanders.
Yeah, I mean, golly. I don't even really want to talk much about this game. I'm just like back to being depressed, and it's only week 3. And it's Dallas week. We used to be pumped during Dallas week.
Dallas, it's at the point where, I mean, Dallas doesn't give a crap about us. They beat us most of the time. And they're usually overrated anyway.
They're overrated. They lost their starting quarterback, and they've gone 2-0 since.
Yeah, how you like that? Well, Cooper Rush is a lot better than that Tom DiNucci guy, whatever his name is.
Why couldn't we get him? Can we trade for him? Trade Wentz.
Trade Wentz to the Cowboys.
Yeah.
They're like, we'll give you Cooper Rush and you can give us Wentz and all your draft picks.
It's like, I got a great idea, guys. I know how we're gonna win the Super Bowl. We're gonna trade Wentz to the Cowboys for Cooper Rush.
Dude, we got some guy on our team named Benning Potato.
Who?
Rashad Wild Goose.
Potato?
Potoe.
Who's he? Is he in the exchange program?
I have no idea who he is. It's probably it looks like a Hawaiian and perhaps a
Can he block?
No, he's on defense. He's on defense.
Can he tackle?
He has one tackle. He may be from man, that's some hair, dude. His hair is crazy. He went to Washington and now he's playing on Washington.
That's great.
He's number 79 on the Washington Commanders, but it looks like he's wearing a 49ers or maybe a Tampa Bay jersey in the picture.
Let's go, Tampa Bay.
Huh.
So the mug will work for him, Chen in Nova Scotia says. Like, everyone wants one of those mugs now. It's infamous.
Oh, man, I wish we had one. I want one of those so bad.
Dude, I'm going to make you a coaster. I'm going to burn you a coaster that says whatever it says.
We are the Commanders.
I'm just going to start making coasters that say, you know why we suck? Because
we are the Commanders.
We are the Commanders.
Let's see.
There's one on eBay and it's $40.
See, I'm telling you. People are like, I'm cashing in because everyone wants one of these.
Oh, yeah, there's one that says, Hail to the Commanders. Hail, Commanders.
CJack17 is now in the chat room, and I kind of have this same sentiment that he's bringing up. It's not that we're losing; it's how we're losing in bad fashion. He says.
Yeah, that's kind of it. I mean, this is. I mean, we look like a bottom of the barrel team.
Yeah. If it's not the offense, it's the defense. And it's been like that for years now. Like when we talked about this a few weeks ago. When we had a good defense.
We talked about it last week, yeah.
The offense couldn't score 17 points.
Yep.
Well, we have a good offense.
Rare times where we've had a good defense, and now we've got a good offense. Fine. Well, I don't know. I mean, I'm wearing the number 4 jersey right now, so you know who I'm behind.
So are you done with Wentz?
Heineke.
Would you be happy if they pulled Wentz out next week? Would you be mad about all the picks we gave up and everything like that? Or
no, because the only thing I like about Wentz is that he can air the ball out like 50, 60 yards. And we have Jahan Dotson and, of course, Terry McLaurin, who can fight for the ball and try to bring it down.
Yeah.
That's it. Everything else Heineke can do. Heineke's got legs, and Heineke's got a massive heart.
Yep.
Carson Wentz looks like doo-doo. So, yeah, I'm done with Wentz. Already.
Let me ask you this. Let me riddle you this. Are you done with Ron Rivera as head coach?
Yes, I am. I'm done with the coaching and with Wentz. I'm ready to go ahead and.
I'm done with him.
I don't know. I mean, Sam Howell better be active this weekend. They better have him active because eventually Wentz is going to get hurt, and then it'll be Taylor Heineke. And if he gets hurt and Wentz or Howell isn't active, we're going to have to use number 82. As our backup quarterback.
Logan
Thomas. Former quarterback of your Virginia Tech Hokies.
Dude, I heard Al Galdi talking about this too, something that we've already discussed like months ago. How they've now narrowed down the mascot to a hog or a dog, and it just so happens that they're going to unveil it the same weekend that they are recognizing and honoring the Hogs, the offensive line from the 80s.
See, listen to the fans.
But here's what I say. If they listen to the fans, why do they have to narrow it down? Why didn't they just say this is what won from that online voting?
Yeah. It's because all the listen to the fans stuff they said before is a bunch of crap.
They listen to you, and then they ignore what you say. That's what they do.
Yeah.
There was also some news this week that came out on Sunday that there are some NFL owners that are more, what's the word?
Amiable. A little bit more amiable towards getting him to sell, which is what I think is probably what they're really trying to do, is get him to sell in his own terms, quote unquote.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what I think they will do. Yeah, in lieu of the guy from the Phoenix Suns that owns the Suns and the Mercury out there. And I know he said the N-word a few times at work, but he didn't try to pimp out his cheerleaders on some kind of shoot. So I can see why some people are like, all right, if that guy's out for what he did, then, well, he wasn't out. He was fined and everything. But I'm sure other owners and people were just like, you need to get out while you can make some money. And I think that's what Dan Snyder needs to figure out.
I wish he would get out, dude, because if we were going to start over with a new name and stuff, I wish we were starting over with a new owner and everything. Wouldn't it have just a better feel right now? Even if we were sucking, it would still be like, yeah, but we're starting over. And now it's just like the same old crap with a new name. So
I mean, Frank McCourt, the owner of the Dodgers, got forced out by the other owners. I can't remember if they voted or if they were just like, we're going to force you out. We have the votes. And he ended up selling. Although he didn't sell the parking lots. He owned the parking lots. He kept those, so he made money off those. But I don't remember that much of what was going on with him either. So
well, I think a lot of this with the Dan Snyder this week stems from that NBA guy that just got forced out. I don't know anything about the NBA because I don't watch it, but
or listen to me.
Yeah. Well, I was trying to look at my computer because it was freaking out, dude. It was freaking out.
Oh, dude, I'm blurry. I'm blurry. Where am I? I'm in the haze. Okay, there we go.
It says that I'm using like 30% CPU, which doesn't sound like a lot, but it's normally at 2 or 3%, and it's like doing weird things right now.
It's probably
As
installing
usual.
something to do with Windows or Zoom or Discord or OBS.
Or something.
Something.
Anyway.
Yeah.
So who else? What else do we? Terry McLaurin in the third quarter, in the end of the game, put up over 100 yards still, but it was too little, too late. It's like
Yeah. I mean, once they started giving him time and they were playing a little bit more prevent kind of defense, I guess, on him and gave him a little more space in the pocket. He seemed to be okay, but when you put pressure on his face, he looks like David Carr. Not Derek Carr, not Derek Carr, the quarterback of the Las Vegas Raiders. No, David Carr, his brother, who was the quarterback of the Houston Texans, who had a terrible offensive line, and by his third year, you just saw him back there, and he looked like he was going through the motions. It was like butt fumble when you saw him back there for us. You're just like, that guy's going through the motions, but you could tell, like he's not there. He's not fully engaged. He's just like, God, I hope I don't get my back broken on this play, kind of thing.
Yeah. They ruined it.
He looks like David Carr. Sorry, go ahead.
He's just. I gave him a chance for 3 games, and he played maybe 2 quarters well, and then the other 10 not so well.
Everyone knows what to do with him. Everyone knows that we have a bad offensive line with a bunch of commanders that shouldn't even be playing in the NFL at this point.
Norwal.
Biggest stomach I've ever seen on lineman, ever. So, I mean, those two guys, they look like they've already retired. And they're out there protecting our guy with freaking Schweitzer in the middle, who's better at guard, but we don't have another center.
He's injured now too, dude, if you haven't heard. He has a concussion.
Oh, right.
So we're going to have the other Schweitzer. I think we're having the other Schweitzer brother play this week.
Oh, that's right. There's another Schweitzer brother. Martin. Nick Martin. Nick. Not Wes Martin, who came from one play and got crushed. I think it was in for 2 plays. All
Schweitzer.
right.
I'll tell you what, Chen Nova Scotia and CJAC 17. I mean, not CJAC 17. Chen and Nova Scotia and 3-Pete are in here in the chat room after this super debacle of a loss. I think they deserve to be upgraded in Discord from special teams contributor to starters.
Oh, man. Nice.
CJAC's already a starter. Oh, there's Shanny.
Of course.
He's a starter too. I'm about to do it. I'm gonna change the role to.
Oh, look at him! Look at him moving right up.
Yeah, there's Chin. Who else is moving up? 3-Pete. Moving on up to starters for this.
Hell yeah.
There he is.
Actually, Shanny made a good point. He was talking about something that I was talking about last week in our last podcast, where I feel like the defensive players have just tuned out Jack Del Rio after the whole dust-up comment about the January 6th storming of the Capitol building. And I think a lot of players, even though Jonathan Allen, he's the captain of the defense, basically. He's the captain of the defensive line, but he's basically the captain of the defense. And I don't know. He said things are cool and you're not going to have opinions that agree with everybody, blah, blah, blah. But I think most of those guys just like, I gotta put my butt on the line for this guy that's in trouble, or this guy that's not trouble, but you would think he would be in trouble for calling something a dust up that was obviously a riot where people were killed.
Yeah.
So anyway,
I'm done with the coaches, except for Ryan Kerrigan. He can stay around. He hasn't had a chance yet.
He just got here.
Yeah, he just got.
I mean, Rivera's the best we could do, and unless we can get some hot shot guy like moving Scott to being a head coach or something like that, which I think would be awful at this point of his career. I mean, what are we going to do? What are we going to do?
I thought Scott was doing better, but this was the second week in a row where he didn't make adjustments, like in the first half. Like he may have adjusted something at halftime because they did start playing a little bit better. Either that or the Eagles took their foot off the pedal. I'm not sure, but he doesn't make any adjustments. You know how they're always like, they script the first 15 plays and that's what they run.
Was he induced?
Yeah.
But here's what the thing is. If your script's not working after the first, I don't know, well, 3 and outs would be 9 plays, 3 drives. Maybe you should go off script. Because your script is no good.
Maybe they need to run some play action passes. Maybe they need to roll him out of the pocket. Maybe they should make him throw the ball after 3 freaking steps. Like, I don't know, almost every other quarterback knows how to do. Man.
I don't know, dude. I would rather at this point, if we get destroyed by Dallas, I would much rather see Heineke and Howell and let them split the playing time the rest of the season and see what happens. Because, I mean,
yeah,
he's not it. We heard it from the Colts fans. We heard it from the Eagles fans. We heard it from everybody. And even though it didn't align with the stats.
Yeah.
And we were like, well, the stats don't show that.
Yeah. Shanny's saying on here, he says it comes down to accountability because they call out the players, but they don't hold themselves accountable. And I understand. I agree with that 100%. So
yeah, they're just like, we got to get back to the drawing board and do better. And then the media will ask them a question, like a fair question, like, well, what do you think about maybe trying this? And well, if I did this, then this would happen. They get like all defensive, like.
Right. Yeah.
Well, try something, dude. Because just not changing it isn't helping at all.
Well, the biggest problem is that Riverboat Ron is still in his. I mean, he's always been like kind of just a mediocre coach, and he's had teams that are mediocre, except for that one team with Cam Newton where they went 15-1 and they lost the Super Bowl. Yes. Yeah. And I mean, Cam Newton was at the height of his powers that year, so. That was a good year, but I mean, other than that, it was just like an outlier.
Dude, you hate Cam Newton.
I do hate Cam Newton.
Dude, and what about Riverboat Ron in this game not throwing a flag on the pass that to me looked obviously out of bounds? Like, obviously. He'll throw it on like super dumb plays where you're like, dude, why did you even waste your time on that?
Over and over and over again. And on this one, you're just like, throw the flag.
A 50-yard bomb down the field where it's going to break open the game. And he obviously looked like he only may have gotten 1 foot in from any angle in the entire stadium. And you don't throw the flag until they're hiking the ball.
Yeah. Call timeout. Something.
You're a head coach. That's your job. That's your job. And most teams supposedly have some dude who watches that to signal to the coach to throw the flag. Where was that dude?
Yeah, really.
Where was that guy?
Was he sleeping?
Where was he?
Yeah.
Go back and this is Shanny. Dudes, go back and watch any of a Football Life episodes about Gibbs era Skins teams, and they all talk about how Gibbs was willing to adapt game plans to his players' skills. I remember them talking about that every week during the Gibbs games. Well, it's halftime. We'll see what changes Gibbs made at halftime.
Yeah,
absolutely. He always made them.
That's what the good coaches, the best coaches do.
Gibbs is a smart man.
Yeah.
Look how successful he is. Like, football was like, his 3 Super Bowls with us was like the beginning of his career. He's gone on and won tons of, I don't even know how many NASCAR championships.
He's in 2 Hall of Fames, football and NASCAR. He's in 2 Hall of Fames. The guy was a great coach. The guy was a great, great coach.
And probably because he listens to people.
Exactly. Exactly. And that's what it comes down to. That he listens to people and he adapts with what he has. It's infuriating. Why is Kenneth Fuller playing on the outside? Why isn't he in the slot? Why is St. Juice not on the outside? He's taller. He's supposed to be able to keep up with people. Just stupid stuff like this. Why aren't you doing these things?
Why do we have 2 linebackers that are slow and suck? Jamin Davis was supposed to be super fast. He doesn't look fast to me.
Yeah.
Why do we have all these defensive linemen that are first-round picks and they can't get 1 sack in a game?
Exactly.
We can't get any turnovers at all.
Yeah.
We had a chance for one last week, I remember.
Del Rio and Riverboat Ron need to be looking for that asteroid that's going to come in and kill all the dinosaurs, because that's what we're waiting for, is that asteroid to come in and kill those dinosaurs and give us some like young people who are hungry, you know?
I don't know, dude. I don't have any answers for this, and it's 20 years of this.
Over 20 years of this. And we get Dallas
least.
This weekend. It's going to be awesome. It's going to be awesome. It's going to be awesome. It's going to be an awesome bill like Dawsonville.
Anyway, you ready to go into our games and kicks, or do you want to lament about this some more?
I don't want to lament about this game any longer.
Okay.
And now, the coveted and ever-elusive Game Ball Award.
The Game Ball Award, dudes, is brought to you by... Why is my mouse not working? There it goes. Game Ball Award is brought to you by... Nobody. No one's going to sponsor this. Actually, DraftKings tried to get us to put an ad on here. Did you see that email?
No, did they?
Yeah, they wanted to like put sponsorships on the podcast.
Oh, wow.
And I just forwarded it to you, and that was it. I was like, here, John.
I'm going to have to look at that email.
Anyway, here we go. Game Ball Award. My Game Ball Award is going to go to St. Juiced, because I thought he took a couple strides forward in his play, had a couple big breakups.
You saw him progressing.
Yeah, he progressed rather than the offense, who did the opposite of that. So, anyway, that's who mine's going to.
I'm giving mine to Tress Way.
For 8 punts?
For his 8 punts. Dude.
Dude, Tress Way is your like de facto game ball when the game was like super bad.
He is. When the game was super bad, at least Tress Way had a good game. Like last week was the first time in a really long time where he didn't we did that, what was that, drop kick at the end after the 2-point conversion, or the safety.
Yeah.
And he outkicked the coverage. So other than that was a mistake. But I mean, hey, 52.5 average for his punts. I mean, a couple of punts, I was like, that punt probably went 70 yards. So, Tress Way, dudes.
Shanny's saying, do it. Don't they give you money for the ads? Yeah, dude, but we've always said we weren't going to ever have ads on here. So we haven't yet.
Yeah. Because we don't want someone like being like, you guys can't talk about this, or you guys can't talk about that. But like, dude, we came up with this podcast. We don't need someone telling us what we can and can't do.
Yeah, back in the day in our infancy, when people actually listened to us and we weren't old and like forgetful, they were hitting us up like all the times, like, you can join this podcast network and you guys can do this, and then you can come on other podcasts and like do guest spots and
right.
And then they're like, but you have to play this ad and this, and you have to do this, and where I'm like, we're just doing whatever we want, dudes. Later. So, but yeah. Let's see, game balls. Cam Curl.
All right, he had 8 tackles total,
and he played, and the defense got better.
Yeah,
he played, and the defense got better.
he's really kind of the leader out there on the secondary because William Jackson III was out. Not that we could tell. Well, we could tell.
Why was he out? Why was he out? I don't even remember. I just remember hearing it at the last minute.
He got hurt. That's all I know. That's all I know.
He got hurt, and we still somehow played better on defense.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I tell you what. Back when Jalen Hurts was with Alabama, and Tua took his job, and they were in the playoffs, and Tua got hurt, and Jalen Hurts had to start. Now, I think he had to start the championship game because I think Tua got hurt the game before. And all he did was win the national title with Alabama. And just watch him in this game, he was just placing bombs, just like dropping dimes 50 yards downfield on our guys, just hitting them over and over again. This wasn't just like someone throwing it up like 50 yards and hoping your guy's going to get under it. I mean, these guys were, I don't know. Watching Jalen Hurts, I was just like, man, this guy is really good. And it's kind of funny because we got the stupid quarterback that they cut to keep this guy.
Yep. I didn't even think about that until you just pointed that out. But you're totally right.
Yeah. So we were watching their quarterback doing all the right things and being calm and cool, and our quarterback was running around going.
And it's not the first time we got the Eagles trash either.
No, it's not. We need a trade. We need a trade like Sonny Jurgensen trade when next time we trade with them. This is ridiculous. Why can't we get someone good? Why did we get Donovan McNabb?
Yeah, who did they have as their quarterback when we got Donovan McNabb? Like, who did they end up keeping? I don't even remember.
I don't remember at all.
Was it Vic? Was it Michael Vick, or was that even earlier? That was earlier.
Might have been Vic.
He did. Shanny just said Vic. Okay.
Yeah.
All my years run together.
Yeah, really.
Okay, so all right. Other game balls is Chin in Nova Scotia. The starter is giving his game ball to David Mayo for being awesome. No, for the saps who watched the entire game. Yeah, that was me, as always. Yep. He quit to watch She-Hulk.
I think he's joking. I hope.
That is a real thing, though. I saw it listed in the little Disney app. She-Hulk.
Yeah.
It's
kind of a tongue-in-cheek thing, apparently.
He is joking.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Anyway, and Shanny's giving his to Curtis Samuel.
Another good day
to start the game.
Yeah.
And 3-Pete is giving his. Okay, that's it. That's everyone that's in there. With that being said, we do have one sponsor, and every week for the last 17 years, they have sponsored this little segment here.
It's time for this week's Kicking the Balls Award.
Kicking the Balls Award, as usual, is brought to you by Ridapoo. When you need to go, call Ridapoo. Speaking of the Kicking the Balls Award,
Ridapoo.
Did you hear about what happened to Josh Allen this week?
No.
Apparently, I don't know who it was, but apparently he got into it because he was in his pile and someone grabbed his junk.
Oh, man.
I'm sure these dudes know about it. I've heard about it. But yeah, I saw that and I was like, oh my gosh. And he went on some interview like, what happened? Why were you getting in the fight? And he was like, because someone grabbed my junk in the pile.
Dang. Was he holding the ball or something? Like someone trying to get him to drop the ball? Or was someone just like
I don't know. I skimmed the article. But apparently, from what I read in the article, because I did skim it, is this dude has had a history of this in the past.
Oh, he's one of those dudes that walks up to people and hits them,
No, he's grabbing people's junk. He's grabbed people's junk before, is what I'm saying.
Probably on the
Google
field.
it.
That's his thing.
Josh Allen grabbed junk.
Josh Allen, yellow cake.
It just came up with that. It said, it's in there. Christian Wilkins. Did a Dolphins player grab Josh Allen's crotch? And it says,
like I said, I mean, did he have the ball?
I don't know. I'm trying to read it real quick. It said, there was a brief scrum, and Allen indicated Christian Wilkins might have grabbed his crotch. He appeared to be yelling something to the ref once he got up while clearly motioning towards his crotch as if Wilkins had inappropriately grabbed him. The video evidence just doesn't show enough to know what sure happened to who I'm watching it.
Dudes, man, back in the day, it was like when you saw a scrum for a loose football like that, you were like, there's people grabbing stuff under there that they would not normally grab to get people to not grab that football. So I'm glad to see that some of the old school stuff is alive and well. Thank you, Christian.
Thank you, Christian Wilkins.
Thank you, Christian Wilkins.
For grabbing Josh's junk.
For grabbing Josh Allen's junk.
Not my brother.
Oh, man.
Josh be like, Josh, how'd that feel when Christian Wilkins grabbed your junk last week? On national TV.
What does Josh say about it?
I called it.
Dude. Why'd you grab my junk?
Oh, man.
I know why.
We are the commanders.
We are the commanders.
The crotch commanders.
The crotch commanders. Well, I haven't heard about any of our guys doing that in a really, really long time. So, but I'm sure they do, especially if there's a fumble, man. You want that ball. Even if you got to go through balls to get to that ball.
You're just grabbing for any ball you can find down in there.
All right, let's do the
Sorry, man, wrong ball.
Oh man, sorry, wrong ball. All right, let's go to the kicks.
This one's not pointed enough. The kicks. I gave my game ball first, so you give your kick first.
Carson freaking Wentz, man. He gets my kick in the balls this week for sure. 211 yards. Half of that was during garbage time. No touchdowns. No interceptions. One fumble lost. And a very, very, very high quarterback rating of 71. Which is way which I thought he was going to be in like the 10s or the 20s from this game.
Is that an RTG rating or a QPR? we go by RTG here on Harry Hog Football.
We're trying to go with RTGs here. RTG.
We don't even know what it is, but we go by it. He only got a 71, and that's not very good.
But it's still way better than I thought he should have gotten, and that's mostly because of garbage time to get that touchdown and 2-point conversion. No.
I got a rash, man.
Not the 2-point conversion.
Yeah, not the 2-point conversion. Not the 2-point conversion. So I'm going to go ahead and give mine to Ron Rivera because week 3 marks the week that I'm finally done with him. And for that challenge flag thing, not making adjustments, and then standing there like Fat Kitty with his mouth half agape for most of the game with his arms crossed. Just looking slightly confused and looking up at the scoreboard or wherever he's looking in slight disgust with his mouth agape instead of getting angry at these people and, wanting some results. He should be more fired up like Brian Mitchell.
Play some damn football. You sucked on the field today.
That could have been him after this last week.
Dude, Brian Mitchell was
on
in rare form after the game. And Santana Moss kind of looked like he was going to cry, and Brian Mitchell was just angry.
He does every now and then. You look at it, like when he gets emotional, he gets kind of shaky a little bit. Santana Moss, you're just like, dude, he's getting really emotional.
Like he's so mad that they suck. He's so mad they suck so bad he's about to cry. That's what he
like. Yeah, he's like, yeah.
I remember when we got beat by the Eagles once when I was like 11 years old, and I ran into my room and cried. I remember it. I remember being like,
that would be like around 1985, right?
Around there.
Yeah.
No, probably around 86.
Yeah.
86, 87. I might have actually been a little older. I might have been 14. Anyway, it might have been the body bag game. I don't remember.
Yeah. I can't remember what year. It wasn't that year. I think it was like 93 or something. Oh, no.
All right. So I gave mine to Del Rio, but I could just have easily given it to the entire offensive line, or what is called the offensive line.
Yeah, 1990. Body bag game was 1990.
It might have been around then, dude. Okay, Shanny's
that would be early high
crying.
school.
All these people
would
are
have
admitting
been
to crying.
middle school. Oh yeah.
It's a very emotional day here on Harry Hog Football. A very special Harry Hog Football. I admitted I cried after one of those games, and Shanny just admitted that he cried after the 86 title game.
Was that the year we lost to the Cowboys or to the Giants 3 games in the season? Like twice. When we lost to the Giants for the third time. Yeah, man.
Dude, I kind of remember that too, because there was this huge Giants fan at church, and he was like giving me a hard time about it. And Chin in Nova Scotia is giving his to the entire team and franchise, gets his kicked except David Mayo, because he's awesome. Everything is awesome. They are. Wasn't it the Eagles they called the Dream Team that year?
There was that 1 year, yeah.
The Dream Team.
After we called our guys the Dream Team in 2000.
Like the basketball team, you mean?
No, the Redskins in 2000 when we had Bruce Smith and Neon Dion and the guy that you never even have heard of. You never ever remember this guy being on the team, Dave Fiore. He was like a guard.
I don't remember him at all. He doesn't exist.
That's because he didn't play. He got hurt in like the first game, but he was out for the rest of the year.
Was that the year that we had Dion and Darryl Green, and I was like angry the entire time?
Yes.
So I was like, Dion sucks.
Yep.
We are the Commanders.
3-Pete says he never cried during a game. Well, he's a tough 4-Pete champion, so, not everyone has as much testosterone as you do, dude. He said it was a kid. It was possible for you cried from the 91 Super Bowl when we won, like in joy. Like you had so much joy, you cried. Because that is pretty emotional. If you get so happy you cry. I might cry if we actually win another Super Bowl. I might just break down and just cry. Just cry.
Yeah.
Like, I can't believe it. And I'll go
I got slightly teary-eyed when the Nats won the title.
Okay. Now we're talking about crying way too much.
Yeah. There's no crying at Harry Hog Football.
Dude, remember when we beat the Lions like 45-0 to open the 91 season? I did not cry that night.
I did not cry that night.
I was just like, I was happy. All right, now stop talking about crying. There's no crying in Harry Hog Football.
That's right.
The only person
Mr.
on
Wild
here that
Goose.
has not cried is... No, everyone did. You guys are getting relegated to special teams. Right. All right, are we done talking about... All right, so I got to bring in my precarious predictions. I still need a sound effect for that. Oh, I could use this. Ready? It's the only sound effect I have. I'm going to get special music, though. You ready? Here it is. Aaron's precarious. Oh, it went away. I'm telling you, my computer's running really slow. So here it comes back. Aaron's precarious predictions for this week. We're gonna play the Cowboys and we're gonna get it handed to us, dude. It's gonna be a low scoring affair though. Mark my words, because our offense is gonna suck, and their offense is gonna suck, and we're gonna come out of there with a victory. But it's going to be 13-12. 13-12, Washington. No.
Ooh,
Let's go
no.
old school reminiscent on this. 14-13, Washington.
Oh, like the Santana Moss Cowboy Killer game. There we go.
And that was Aaron's precarious predictions. Oh my gosh. Okay. Anything? Okay, hold on. We got a lot of people crying. And kick to Trey Turner because he's disrespecting a great World Series champion by being a crappy O-lineman. Okay.
That Trey Turner is like 3 times the size of the baseball Trey Turner.
That dude's a twig. He's good though.
He's
all right.
He's awesome.
So
I really miss Trey Turner.
I think we should
for our baseball team.
And like everyone else on our team. Like
yeah, really,
the
really.
entire squad except for Anibal Sanchez. I mean, like they just are gone. All of them. They're all gone. Every single one. Yep. I haven't watched a Nats game in like a month. I'm
Don't forget Victor Robles. They won last night. CJ, what's his face, hit a that little twig. Hit a home. He hit a home run in extra innings, I think. Yeah.
CJ Beathard. Abrams or something. What's his name?
CJ Beathard. CJ Abrams, maybe. Yeah.
Yeah. And I heard that Gray only gave up 1 run in 6 innings. It's not bad. All right, so maybe they'll turn it around and they'll be ready by next year if they get like 7 other players. Maybe 10.
Yeah, really.
Never mind that though. I think we're rounding this out, dude. Unless you want to talk about the Cowboys some more.
I hate them.
Are we? Oh, dude.
That's it.
You know what we're gonna kick their butts though. Seriously.
Oh yeah, we're absolutely going to totally not win, but probably really lose this game really bad. Who knows, dude? It's an NFC East game. It's within our division.
Did you hear that? You remember the good old days? Listen one more time. I'm turning it up, but my computer is really slow. Hold on.
It still goes. 50,000 people screaming, "We want Dallas."
That'll make you teary-eyed, remembering when the 50,000 people actually cared about the team.
Oh, yeah,
and they were all screaming, "We want Dallas."
And moving the stands and everything. Great stuff.
All right, before I break down, dude, we got to end this thing.
A little bit of jalapeno up my nose.
Get it running.
You put snot on the ball.
All right, dude. Thanks to everybody that stuck with us in the chat room, everyone that listens on Spotify or on YouTube or any other Apple Podcasts, any other places. Thank you. Shout out to everyone in the Discord room this week. It's 3-Pete, Chin and Nova Scotia, Shanny. Did I miss anyone? I feel like I missed at least one person.
I think there was one other in there, and C-Jack was in it.
Yeah, C-Jack.
Was in at the beginning.
Join us in our Discord room where there's 24/7 talk about the team, and that's Discord. It's at tinyurl.com/HarryHF. You can call our hog line at 202-735-1788 and leave us a message and vent. You might need that hotline after this Dallas game.
Yeah. If you say something funny, we may put it on the podcast. If you just call on the bench, we'll listen to it and commiserate. But it always goes to voicemail, so you can.
And if you cry on there,
if you call at 3 a.m, we're not going to be like, "Hello." And if you cry on there,
it might make it onto the podcast. There's no crying at Harry Hog.
There's no crying.
I think that's all. Hit us up on Twitter at Harry Hog. You can always email us at hhfpodcast@gmail.com.
Yeah.
And this video will be on YouTube, and it'll also be on Spotify now, as soon as I upload it. Anyway, we'll talk to you guys next week. Hail
Here
to
we go.
the Redskins
/football team /Commanders.
And if you see a Cowboys fan,
joke 'em.
Joke 'em.
We are the Commanders.